I'm coming to you today. It is Thanksgiving. I am full of turkey, stuffing, salad, rolls.
Got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
I am full. And I'm coming to you because I work all weekend and we got to get this video out. You won't be seeing it until December, but still, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had wonderful days and ate good foods because calories do not count, but they do. Whenever you're watching this, they count again. I wanted to give some advice, not my advice, but advice from content creators or YouTubers that I have seen recently that have really inspired me to keep on this saving journey, whatever you want to call it. I mean, now I feel like it's almost life. Like I work out every day. I try to save money every day. The advice that I got from these people, the videos that they made, the words that they say are really inspirational to me. And some of them aren't money YouTubers or shopping YouTubers or whatever, but their advice I translate to my shopping habits. It really makes me feel like, yeah, let's go. Let's stay on course. Let's stay motivated to keep our money because we are giving it to the wrong people. Some of the videos will discuss that. Simple like Econ 101, but all of these concepts and these creators have said something recently that has really just sparked me to either just get mad at the system or just want to keep saving. I think I have about 6 different concepts, 6 different videos to go over. And the first one, I'm gonna put the creator's name in the video because in all the editing I've been doing, I've clipped things out. So let's just watch what she has to say. And I've sped this up. So if you watch videos at 1.5, which is what I always do, this is going to be very fast for you.
In the last few decades, fast fashion has evolved from being a very niche pocket of the fashion industry to being the entire fashion industry. No longer is price a determining factor of quality because nearly every brand, from ultra budget to mall brands, all the way up to luxury fashion, has become fast fashion. Whether you're spending $20 or $2,000 on a piece, chances are that you're getting something that's thinly constructed, poorly stitched, made of synthetic materials, and unlikely to last more than a season because it was never meant to, regardless of what it cost you. The average American buys 68 new pieces of clothing every single year. That's more than one new thing every single week at a cost of about $1,500 a year. And with each piece only being worn about 7 times before it's thrown out, that equates to 81 pounds of clothing being thrown out per person every year.
So the first video has 2 concepts that inspired me or made me think about my own shopping, my own spending, and what I'm buying. And so this video, she's talking about, and I have cut up her video a little bit. I encourage you to watch the whole thing and I'll link all these videos in the description box. But, and sorry if you hear my washer going, girl's gotta multitask. She's explaining fast fashion, which isn't just shoddily created clothes necessarily, even though it ends up being that way since the churn of the fashion industry is so quick. She's talking about the speed at which these stores are getting things out, which inherently decreases the actual quality of the clothes. I still have Lululemon stuff I wear, and they're the only ones that make sweat wicking things in a way that actually wicks sweat to me. So I have old stuff. I haven't bought anything new from Lululemon in years. Everything I've gotten pretty recently is a gift, and I'm not protesting too much. I am just saying that in terms of quality, like I've been wearing things for decades and I still have it and I still wear it. I think there's some quality there, but it is a fast fashion brand because they are just continually churning out new things. Every teen girl I see, actually any girl from like 10 to 22 in my clinic anyway, and thus it is a representation of the world, is wearing Lululemon. The point being that a lot of the times we're buying things that aren't the best quality. And I mean, I've been doing that for years. I remember back in the day when I used to go shopping at the old mall in my town, there was, I think it was a store called Rave and a store called Merry-Go-Round maybe. We would go there weekly to buy black pants and a tank top so we could go to the club, the 18 and over club next town over. It's not a new concept by any means, but I don't know if it's my age, I don't know what it is, but I don't want clothes that are shoddily made anymore. So I don't think I'd be buying things at H&M like I used to. And I actually still have some H&M clothing in my closet because I swear it was made better in the past. And you guys can refute that in the comments if you'd like to. There has been a downgrade in the quality, but of course I haven't shopped in over a year. No, it's probably exactly a year now. No, I haven't shopped in a little over a year. So I'm not quite sure what's been churning out, and I'm not purposefully not looking at clothes either. So knowing that the price point, it doesn't matter. It could be what you expect, cheaply Old Navy constructed clothing, or it could be what else that you thought was good quality. It ends up just being fast fashion and you get rid of it as soon as you get it. The second clip that I got from her that are put together, so you can't really tell it's 2 different ones. Again, I encourage you to watch the whole video. She talks about how the clothes are not designed to withstand wear. We are buying spending whatever she said. Now I can't remember the video. We're spending a lot of money on these items that aren't supposed to last very long. And that is because of that dopamine reward cycle that we're going through, the need for something new. All of these things work together with an industry that is focused on just getting a return, getting us to spend our money and giving us crap in return that we are only too happy to keep going through these clothes, getting new items and feeling the renewed sense of dopamine. We're so happy to do that and just like keep buying new things and keep the cycle continuing. And then all of this consumption leads us to give away or throw away clothes, filling our landfills. And she also makes a point in this video that nobody wants, when we're going to Goodwill, spring cleaning, like nobody needs or wants these cheap items because they're already made cheaply. And if you've worn them a few times, that's like their half-life already. No one else really needs them. So you're really throwing your trash away at Goodwill at this point. Let's move on. The next video is about Target. If you like Target or you used to like Target, you used to shop at Target. If you're interested about Target's politics now, it's just a great video to watch. It's called A Target Data Story, Angela Collier. It's probably Angela Collier, but I'm gonna say Collier.
And then I'll also have a croissant. So a croissant, right? No, it's actually pronounced croissant.
The video is excellent. And so I wish I could just put the whole thing in my video, but that wouldn't be cool. The clips that I chose are ideas that inspired me and that I want to expound upon. So let's watch the first concept.
So Target publicly sides with Donald Trump, walks back on their DEI messages, and people boycott. Target is a data company. If you shop there regularly, they know what you buy. They know your values. Target must have known. They must have known. If you work at Target and you're like high up, I'm sure there was a PowerPoint that went around before the CEO made this decision. I actually bet that he made this decision without talking to the data team, but send me an email. So I assume that Target knew their customers would not be cool with this, but they also assumed that it would just blow over. People love to go to Target. It's a destination. They're going to come back. Black activists called for a boycott in February. There's another one going on called the Latino Freeze, where they're encouraging people of color to just indefinitely not go to Target. There was also a huge one with black churches where for Lent, they were like, give up Target. And it's working. Like the stock price is down. Foot traffic is down.
The first thing she's talking about, I'm setting up the DEI thing for a long-term Target shopper. Basically, I was there, especially to furnish this house. I was there almost every day, starting in mid-November so it's almost been a year since I was doing my hardcore shopping at Target. I went there almost daily. I had a lot of time off because I had paid time off. I had all this kind of stuff. So I was just going shopping. The last time I went to Target was January 24th. I had a gift certificate. I was like, I'm finishing this gift certificate. I'm not just leaving that. As soon as your president came into office and Target kind of unsolicited came out very strongly against DEI, and it just felt like, why would you do that? Why don't you just be like Walmart and never like anybody who looks differently from you ever? Why are you announcing this? It kind of cut to the heart a little bit, to the core, because people who look like me and work at Target were going to suffer. And when I was on TikTok and people were talking about not going to Target anymore, I was like, clearly. And Angela in her video, she talks about it as well. And she was also going to do it. It was supposed to start February 1st or something. So she does the rest of her shopping. I think you might see that in the second part, but I don't know. She does the rest of her shopping and then she's like, I'm done with Target. And you'll see in the second part why she continues to be done with Target. But for me, it was almost like a breakup. Like your best friend has spurned you and now it's war. So I basically have not been back to Target, even though my gym is right by Target. It is so easy to go to Target, to run in there to get your milk and your whatever, and then be like, ooh, is that trail mix with different kinds of chocolate in there? Is that a new soda that's healthy? I'll try it. Target is like the king or queen of this. You kind of spend your money there, which is Angela's second point, which let's watch right now.
And this is a data story. And so I'm devastated to do this, but I'm going to share with you my personal data. I got a red card in 2022, which is Target's credit card. And when you use it, they give you 5% off. I think that's sales tax in Massachusetts. So you save like a little bit of money. So I went on the website and I compiled all of the times I used that red card in store and online. My last purchase at Target was January 30th, 2025. And that's because I knew the boycott was happening February 1st. And I was like, I will participate in this. But I was also like, I need to go to Target though. That's where I buy all the things. So I did like a last minute online order. They had given me a free trial of Shipt. And like a person brought the groceries to my house. I paid $177.36 and I tipped $15. And tipping's a different video, but that's the last time I shopped at Target. In the 22 months, I had a red card. I spent $14,236 at Target.
She goes on to talk about how that breaks down per month. And so she was spending about $630 a month at Target for the 22 months when she had a red card before this boycott. The ease with which you can go to Target and just give away your money, you guys know, I'm preaching to the choir at this point. There are some things I want right now, like a wall calendar, these kind of things that I need that would be so much easier just to get from Target. But I'm like, no, I really don't want to go to Amazon either. But honestly, for these things that I know I need to get, I'll go to Walmart because they did not spurn me. You know, I knew they didn't like my people from Jump Street. I know why they do what they do. They try to keep their prices as low as possible. I think they probably hate everybody, but they really hate people who look like me. But still, at least they've been consistent with it. Target, I will never go back. And Angela has this you guys have to watch this video because she has this funny part in it where she talks about like you could hire the most DEI loving, Republican hating, left leaning, LGBT, like all these things. You could hire this person and she still wouldn't go back to Target because she's saving $630. When I was researching for this video, I looked back in January and I shopped 24 days in January. I spent $400 just at Target. So Angela, she must have been going nuts because I was furnishing this place. Like it was like very directed. So my girl was shopping. She buys everything at Target. She stayed away because now she doesn't buy the little things. She does break down her spending. She'd go in for her groceries or whatever, but she was buying little X, Y, and Z things that really obviously added up. And now that she's realized how much she spent there, she doesn't go to Target anymore because she can save that money and not do that. And I totally agree. I don't need all the little things that I was buying at Target because it was so easy, one-stop shopping and kind of pleasant. An important thing that the Target story that Angela tells and just in general what is going on with Target now is that we have voted with our dollars. Like we're not shopping there and this once behemoth of a company is suffering. I don't know what percentage of the population that used to shop at Target is no longer shopping there. But what I do know is that they are not doing as well. You'll see examples of this in Angela's video when you watch it. We're voting with our dollars and that's important because that is the only way that we can come together and make change and show people what we think is important, as of course to vote in elections and also to vote with our dollars. The next video is from an economist who is talking about the birth of the consumer class in the 80s. Let's watch a little bit of that and I'll interrupt it because it is a class.
In the 80s, inequality started to explode, right? And so they're transitioning from a worker to a new organizing unit called the consumer. So in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, the government promised you a good job. If you were a member of a society, if you were a citizen, I promise you a good job that you would have for the rest of your life, okay? So in the 80s, the government said, I promise you that you have low prices and a wide selection of goods. What this meant was a revolution in society, a revolution in politics.
So he explains this, 50s, 60s, 70s, everybody has jobs, people have pensions, people probably don't even know what pensions are if you're really young at this point. Almost like VCRs and DVD players and I don't know, CDs and stuff like that, or videos like I keep saying in all of my videos. But he's talking about the way that we shifted from this working class, you have rights, you unionize, you come together and make sure to protect your own best interests. Whereas when we transition to a consumer society, which clearly we're in now, people start competing and you have a certain amount. You want to show people that you're doing well. You're buying different things to prove that. And you basically hate each other. In the further delineation of this competition kind of leads you to have this capitalistic mentality where I think the example he gives is that you are thinking about dating somebody and you're wondering about his bank account, his wealth, instead of worrying about his being a good person. His ability to have money becomes a very big driving factor in your decision to be with him. So that is an interesting Econ 101. I don't remember if it's college or high school class, but I think that economics is now very interesting. And I think I'm gonna share one more video of his. The idea that we can't get it together because we are in this consumer society where we are so competitive. We hate each other so much. We're always trying to get one up on each other. And we're thinking about each other way more than we should be. Instead of coming together and acting in our best interest, we can't anymore because this is how the society was set up. So chew on that a little bit. Let's go on. This is another lecture from the same professor. And this one is called, If Money is Infinite, Why Do We Still Have Poverty?
You've been taught from the first day that money is scarce.
but it's not scarce, it's infinite. Why is there poverty in this world? Why do people starve? Why is there inequality in this world? Why are there poor people? Why are there rich people? What's the answer?
So that first part where he's asking what is the answer to why there's poverty and there's money, the class can't get out of their heads that it's because we don't print much, because there's scarcity of money. And his assertion is that there is no scarcity. It's all there. So why are there imbalances? And so he goes on.
In order for me to make you want to get money, I need to create artificial misery. You understand? Right? If there weren't poor people, you wouldn't want to be rich. It's only like because you see people suffer that you would want to go make money for yourself. What do your parents tell you? Your parents tell you, work hard in school, make a lot of money. Otherwise, you're going to end up like a poor person, right? Well, guess what? If there are no poor people, your parents couldn't say that to you. And you wouldn't want to work hard in school, right? That's why we have poverty. Because poverty creates the illusion that money is valuable. In other words, poverty isn't what you do to yourself, it is what the powerful do to you.
The reason why there is poverty is because the world needs workers, and we need that imbalance in the poor and the rich. There wouldn't be a group of people who would do the things that need to be done for society to function. So then you have the rich keeping poor people down. I don't want to spend my money. I'm keeping it. Like I'm going to have a great life. I'm going to have things that I like. I'm going to have things that I need. I'm going to try to support smaller businesses. I'm going to vote with my dollars the way I should. I'm really not going to value things. This is an interesting conversation my brother and I always have. My brother is a car person. He's had so many different cars. He gets a new car every 3 months or something. I don't know, but he gets cars frequently. He actually knew the person who helped get my car, my little Camry. But now he's like, hey, you've been a doctor for a little while now. Why aren't you getting like a real grown-up car? And I'm just like, because I don't care about cars. And that, for me, it's a means to get from A to B. That's it. I think I feel the same way with clothes. You'll never find me buying designer clothes because I do not need the markup. Yes, there is some amount I'm going to have to spend whenever I need to buy clothes again, which I don't know when that will be, since I have a closet, a literal closet full of clothes that I do not wear. But in the event that I need new clothes, it will be something that is well made. I don't know where I'm going to get it because I don't know where you can find clothes like that now, but it won't be many. And it's going to be because I need to spend my money somewhere and not because I just feel like shopping, because that is one of the opiates of the masses. If you think about it, having us continually buy things to compete with each other and to basically keep ourselves at this poor level, which all of the laws, the things that are going on now, the big, beautiful bill is doing a great job of doing that already. So I don't need to further that. I don't need to further that by spending my money on things so that other people think that I am doing well. I want to know I'm doing well because I can look at my bank account. This next creator, I think she makes great videos where she's talking about things that I very much identify with. She, I think, identifies as a former shopaholic. I think she's made videos for a long time, and in the past, her videos have been very clothing haul heavy, I believe. But she said things in her most recent video that really resonated with me, multiple things. So you should watch her video. But the biggest thing was what we'll watch right now.
I am deprioritizing my outward presentation. It is not the most important thing. It's not the end-all be-all of my life and my value to society anymore. It makes all of the things that you have to buy in order to present outwardly less important. My outfits are not the focal point of any social engagement. I'm not the star of the show. My outfits are not important. I stress out about what I'm wearing to an event when it's not even my event.
I really love this thinking, especially because she's so young. I think she's young. I assume she's in her 30s. I actually don't really know because I've been thinking like this probably in the last 7 years or something like that, where it's not like I'm trying to look like a slob or I'm not necessarily wearing sweatpants everywhere, even though I will. But I see it also in my clinic, anywhere from 4-month babies are looking in the mirror and looking at themselves. And it's very cute because it's just like they're seeing another baby in the mirror, not quite understanding that it's them, and the smile, it is the cutest thing ever. Then I have all the way to 22-year-olds who are constantly looking in the mirror that's in the examination room as well. And I have to talk to girls about depression. It is very clear that they're prioritizing their outward appearance as the most important thing that makes them them. I really want all of these girls to realize that their appearance is the least important thing about them. This clip makes me go and think about all this. Makes me think about all my patients and how much I want them to realize that their looks and the things that they're wearing and making sure that their gem necklace that everybody seems to be wearing, the Lululemon, all that stuff is not important, and to focus less on their appearance. In this case, I think this creator is talking a little bit more about the fact that she has a vast amount of clothes. I think she has a lot of makeup. She has a lot of things that she doesn't need to go out and buy more. I think she's gotten to a place where she's realized it doesn't really matter and she has enough. The second part that I kind of clipped together, she's talking about going to a wedding in Hawaii, and she had bought all these beautiful clothes over the years, I think, for this person who wears resort wear in Hawaii and buys the perfect dress for the wedding. She's realizing that's not even her event. It didn't make the event for her. Being in Hawaii wearing what she was wearing wasn't like the clothes made it. If I didn't have this outfit, it just wouldn't have been as good. I just think those realizations that you do all of this shopping in order to be the dream you, to hope that you can be this person that you see in your mind, and you never quite get there, but you keep shopping all the same because you think you might this time. That's what her clips made me think. And the last clip, it's always nice and refreshing to hear people voice the things that you've been thinking. I just love what this TikToker has to say. So let's watch this next.
How many of you have gotten to the point in life where you just don't want to buy stuff anymore? Sometimes I feel like going shopping just like because I have an itch to shop, and there's not one thing that I end up buying. Like, I just have so much. I feel like I've overconsumed my whole life. I grew up with a mom that loves to shop, so I also love to shop. But I've gotten to the point now where it doesn't bring me joy or happiness anymore. I get so overwhelmed with everything that I have in my house already. So like, I just stopped liking to shop, liking to buy things. For a few years, I was like into like the farmhouse chic stuff in my house, and there was just a lot of stuff all over. And one day I woke up and I was like, I cannot handle this anymore. Took everything down. My house is like super minimalist now. I have a basement full of crap that I need to go through. And sometimes I just, for like a stress reliever, want to go shopping, and I just get so sad that there's literally nothing that I want to buy anymore. And I'm wondering if that has to do with getting older. I just don't want stuff anymore, or I'm no longer like wanting to keep up with the Joneses. I want to know how everybody else is feeling. If you're in your 40s, have you gotten to that point yet?
I do feel like I've gotten to that point where there's nothing I need. There's not much that I want. I don't feel like keeping up with anyone. And I don't care about a person who's going to judge me for my clothing appearance. I mean, if I look like a slob, I look like a slob. You can judge me a little bit. Like, you went out of the house like that, sure. But if I'm not wearing the new David Yurman, the Rove sweater or whatever, or people can't recognize what I'm wearing, I'm fine with that. I don't know if that's an age thing. As the last creator that I talked about, I feel like she's young, and if I realized this at her age, I do feel like my 40s, it is liberating, because I very much, and I guess it wasn't even all my 40s, I guess in my 30s, I started caring less about what people thought about me via my clothes or my car or anything else that might be just something I buy to tell a story. And I feel like I don't know. I love that. But that doesn't mean that it's always that way. It doesn't mean that I don't get into my friend's BMW and think, this is kind of nice, you know? This is nice. And what does it say about me that I drive a little Toyota that a teenager should be driving? But then I very quickly come back into it. Like, I don't have a car payment. I don't have to think about that. It does get me from A to B. And anything else, for me, anything else would be trying to show something that doesn't need to be showed, because I don't think anybody really cares. Well, I do have times when it's like, wouldn't that be nice to have this? Wouldn't it be nice to have that? But then it's so much nicer to actually have that money not spent and in my account. So hopefully these videos, TikTok, all these things resonated with you and make you not want to shop even more like they did for me. But it's just so important to have that ammo, especially as we go into the holiday season, and everywhere we go, we're going to be marketed to and encouraged to consume. And it is the season, right? We don't have to give into it. We don't have to keep putting money in other people's hands. We can keep it and still enjoy a holiday. We might even enjoy it even more if we're not busy trying to buy everything to prove things to other people we don't need to prove, or to satisfy the shopping itch that we all have and we always will. You guys share things with me if you have any creators that really do that for you, that really inspire you not to shop or de-influence anybody country that you like, I'd love to hear about. And for me, it's Thanksgiving. So right now for you, you're having Thanksgiving. I hope it's a good one. And I hope you have a great day.